Art students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another video. Oh, comic book art teacher, back again with another video. Why did I say that? Because I'm teaching all things comics and extra. All right, so today we're going to do a character design. Since I'm going to do a book on how to design characters, I'm going to give you a little taste today and show you some of the steps that I use to design characters, and you can use too. So yeah, with today's gaming and comic book movies, I'm sure people are looking for unique characters that they can use in either one of the two. If you have a good story for your characters, Hollywood is always looking for something new. That's why they turn to comic books, because they ran out of material. Anyway, let's get to the drawing table and start the drawing. All right, art students, welcome back to the drawing table. Where's my fingers? Put it in the middle. Today I'm going to do some character design. Since I'm talking about the book or working on the book of how to design characters, which could be used for comic books, gaming, anything else that you might need for characters. So today I'm going to do a character design, and someone said in one of the comments about asking me to do different body types, shapes, sizes, which I said I'll do that because I have been drawing basically kind of the same size. We all have our style. We draw the same type of thing all the time. So I said I would start doing that. So I started doing big guys. I don't know if you saw the one yet. I don't know if it was uploaded yet or if it's online yet, but I started drawing big characters. So this is going to be a short guy. He's going to be big but short. Different body types, different body shapes. So, and I'm going to take him all the way, so it might be a little long. And if it gets too long, I'll put the rest on Patreon. I'll give you the good bits and put all the other stuff on Patreon. So, I want to start out, he's going to be a little short, big guy. So, I'll start out with the body. So, we got the oval. Basically, I want to kind of get a pear going. I'm going to put something in his hand, so I'm going to move him over. So, I want to get like a pear shape. Usually they'll say like the bean, say like a little bean for animation because it's easier for them to move stuff when it's shaped like a bean. So I'm gonna do this. It's kind of like a pear. I'm gonna give him like a little more shoulders because this is kind of like the entire body without the arms and legs. So I'm gonna give him a little more shoulders. So basically I want to get the form in there, this back, and then the buttocks in there. So it's going to be curved like this. This is the shape of it. So this is the center, so this is going to be the head somewhere in here, and I will determine how big I want the head later. So we're going to get the legs. We're going to give him some short legs, but I want to balance him out, or have him being standing balanced. Balancing that weight. So he's going to be short. Big legs. Might have to take this up a little bit more because he's right now he's leaning a little bit. So that's going to be the buttocks here. And then take him up. You can see he was really leaning. So the belly's here. So the belly's going to go right below the chest because this is a big guy, but I want to give him some big enough shoulders to do what he has to do. So that back fat is going to be like here. And the hard part for me a lot of times is how am I going to position the arms? Legs are pretty much simple. If you're going to stand him, you got to be balanced on it. If he's going to run, you already know the running position. But a lot of times it's the arms that add to the action. But if you're doing a character, just like, okay, this is Bob, you're showing your picture of Bob, then you don't want Bob hands, you want to show just the character kind of standing. So I'm going to bring that up and shift that head over. So remember that neck is going to be the center, but this guy, I'm going to give him a big old thick neck, bigger head. He's got to have a fat head or fat face, because you don't get this size and have a really slim face. You can, and that's one thing I want to stop and say about character designs. Your character can be anything and do anything that you want them to do, because it's your character. It's like you buy a house. You can paint that house whatever color you want. You can put whatever kind of curtains up you want and not have to worry about what people say, because it's your house. You paid for it. So your character, you designed it. Your character, if he can fly and breathe water, that's fine. It's your character. So, okay, let's do this. I'm going to put you got a big show, big arms, big delts, big biceps, and basically you still have to, you don't have to, because take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. His arms could be as long as you want, as short as you want. So, but just so, yeah, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. So back to what I was saying, his arms has to still be, wrist at his crotch for a balanced character. So again, like I said, if your character, he can be whatever size, whatever shape, but I mean, if you want to kind of keep it humanly, then yeah, you want to make sure that those arms are right, the length. So that's a little long. I was working on this earlier. I'm working on this idea earlier, and then it came out to me. It came out exactly what I wanted this guy to be, and it was like, he's going to be a mechanic. And knowing that much saves a lot of time and energy for a lot of other things, and you will understand what I'm saying as we go into get more into the video. So it's going to be like that. So I'm just going to put this other arm down because I wanted this over here. So I shifted him over. So I'm not going to have room for whatever. So this is kind of like an introductory pose, like, hello, my name is, Bob. So I'm just going to put the arm just down at his side. Circle, oval, and cone or triangle. Cone is the same as a triangle, it's just round. So and this is getting the overall shape and the form correct before you start adding whatever it is you want to add to your character. So I'm going to just do the hands, and you see how I did this. This is kind of like, if I kept going, it would be a triangle. And if I kept going this way, it would be another triangle. Let me get a piece of paper and show you guys. And don't forget to check out my 360 handbook if you didn't know. Okay, here's the arm. Here's the forearm. And I did this coming out. As I say, if I kept going, it would be a triangle. And I did this going down. If it kept going out, it would be a triangle. And then just put a thumb right here. And then you can separate the fingers. Or you can take one finger out. The other fingers can be close together. And then you have a quick hand by just using those two shapes. Making the legs a little wider. So the knee's going to be like right here. Calf is going to be here, right into that, and you won't see that. Yeah, you will, because the hand stops right here. Start right in here, and then there's going to be the foot. So looking at the guy in my monitor, or turning up upside down, I can see anything that I want to change. Like I can bring the belly in a little bit more. He's a little big, but I wanted him big, so. Now this is my character. Well, this is not the character. This is the body shape of the character. And if I do the hand correctly, because I just did a book on how to draw hands, but like anything, all it is just you're doing it enough. Let's just say I used to play piano and I stopped for like 8 years, then it would be hard for me to play the piano again. I never played the piano, but I'm just saying. So, okay, got my character. Let's get some kind of a face. Now, all this I'm just making up over the top. Okay, let's get his chest. Chest is like right here, sitting on top of his belly. But still, he's going to be like muscular. And then the belly takes over, so we're going to have this. I'm going to give him a little more traps. And his neck is going to be really big. Because he's a mechanic. He is a not heavyweight mechanic, just he deals with a lot of heavy stuff, as we'll see as we go into the lesson. All right, so I'm just going to give him like a big nose. And big jaws and a little chin. So coming here. So I want to give him a little life before I dress him. Not make him angry, just kind of a friendly, kind of old timer that went through a lot on his way to becoming who he is. Right, general face, and if I got his jaws that wide, they have to be wide over here as well. And the ear. So what I see on a mechanic are, he's got to have his glasses. He's going to have like welding glasses on. And for like really serious detail, I could go and look up, you know, all the stuff to make it more detailed. And I don't want him bald, so I'm gonna give him just like some type of anime hair. You know, he doesn't have time to keep up with the appearance because he's always, let's see, do I want to just kind of like on the side? Yeah, why not? That makes him a little younger though. He doesn't have time to just keep his hair up and his appearance up because he's always in the shop. So now we're getting into the, I'm gonna pull my camera back a little bit because my paper keeps pulling back. Now we get into more of what am I trying to say? The character design-ish. So what I'm gonna do here is do like he's got this big old tool. This is what he fights with, and this is what he works with as well. in front of his foot, because that would be a little bit in front of his foot. If I can remember what these look like. Now I can, you can easily make up whatever kind of tool. I could put just a wrench or something, but something different. So how would this go? It would be like this, and rough, like that. And then we're going to put, so to put it in the back, should I put it in the front? I know one thing that's not straight, but that's for finishing. If I decided to start inking, so I put it in the front. It's just too close to the edge of my paper. I wanted it a little longer. I guess this is what I have to do. This is like a ratchet. It got a big old ratchet. Never seen anybody like that. I've seen people with, like hammers and wrenches, and I don't know about screwdrivers, but this guy's got a big old ratchet. Because as I say, he works with heavy machinery, like putting stuff together, big machinery stuff. I know what these look like, but I couldn't tell you realistically, there might be some more shape to it. But I mean, like I said, if I wanted to, I can, go get the actual tool and look it up and make sure it's correct. But I do know these are like square inside, but as of right now, I can't see this other side, and that's drawing. If I say draw a hand, what a hand, shaped like, but there are times to come, you have to see it to draw it. And the more you see it and the more you draw it, then it is committed to memory. And that's all drawing is. It's just muscle memory. So for you people that say, I can't draw, you can draw. It's just that you just haven't done it enough. That's why comic book artists are so great, because these guys 10, 12 hours a day, drawing. We don't do that if we have a job and family and outdoor life. So anyway, yeah, this is the hole that he hangs the tool up on. And since that's going sideways, I guess I'd have to do this kind of sideways too. And push that hole over. All right, so I'm just getting into the tool. We'll get into him in a minute. All right, so now we got that. We got his little fighting tool. Now I'm pushing the paper up. I pull it down so you guys can see. I won't get off camera, but now I'm pushing it up. All right, so we've got this guy. So he's in the shop. He's dirty. He does a lot of work. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn that, and I'm going to put a little welding torch in his hand, just because I can. Because I'm going to put a tank on his back. He's, like I said, he works on stuff. I can't think of what I was going to say, but he works on stuff. All right, so now, as I said, he works in the shop. Let's push the camera back up, because you just keep on. You keep on. And so he's not clean. He's a little dirty cat. He has no what? I'm gonna say he has no life. So okay, let's just put some pants on. Let's put some clothes on him. Since he's got that belly, just like plumbers, the pants come down. They come down under the butt. So his is gonna come down like under his belly, like that. So I still wanted where the crotch is, so we have the little crotch piece, and then where everything bunches up at. I don't particularly want what do you call that? Him sagging. It's just the pants would be down. All right, and I'm going to put some knee pads on him because he's always on his knees. And besides, if he's a fighter at the same time, it's good. So I'm going to make sure the pants are kind of flared out as they go into the knee pad and flare out as they come out. But then I'm going to, like the bottoms are like sweatpants. They have that, whatever you call that, that sleeve kind of, that grip that I can't think of it right now. So I'm not going to. All right, so knee pads goes around his legs. I could have put bigger knee pads on it, but I didn't want them too big. Pants flare out and then stop right here. Flare out again and go up here. All right, so I'm going to put it, he's going to have a tank on him. Let's put the tank on before I get too much into it. Draw through, and then here's the bottom of the tank. One big tank he carries around for welding. And I think welding tanks have the little piece on top, and then they might have something with a couple gauges, or a gauge. I'm going to put 2 gauges on his just because. Split gauge. And I can have something, if he's holding this torch, then you're going to have the wire that comes down and up into the tank somewhere. And I could put something over here that the wire comes out, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. So he is going to have a t-shirt that really does not fit. It's going to be the white beater, as they call it, tank top. The white beater. And at some point, I would start to use my pencil because I have a lot of lines. All right, so now we've got that, and I'm going to have a thing around him to strap that tank. It's like layers. I'm putting the layers on him. And I also want some suspenders because he is trying to hold his pants up. So the suspenders would be first. No, the suspenders is going to be second. This is going to be third. The shirt, the suspenders, and then the strap. And I'm saying that because I want a big suspenders. Remember, his belly goes out, so it's got to contour, go around that belly, and come in. All right, so I'm gonna put this is covering that up. So let's put the little suspender sliding device. All right, so we got my character, and since he is that like laid back. I don't want to say dirty type. Let's do this. Let's go blue with this canister thing. Canister strap. Because that's going to be on top of everything. And if I put the little buckle right here. The more detail you add to a character, the more interesting it becomes. So he's laid back. So what I'm going to do is put that pencil up, because that's a pet peeve when pencils and stuff keeps coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little. No, Ryan, you're doing the wrong foot. Thank you. Glad you saw that. Wrong foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Actually, it should be like this, because it's not going down. The toe should be up like that. So I did this because I'm going to put just some little sandals on him. Flip-flops, flops, whatever you call them. I don't wear sandals or flip-flops, so it's just going to be here. And again, as I say, I could look up, reference, that's the word I'm looking for. I can reference, anything that I need. And I mean, I could put like I was just off the top of my mind, I was thinking about just a missing toe, because something could have fell on his toe, or like a Band-Aid across the toe. But I think I put a Band-Aid across his face just because. Sharpen the pencil. How long is this? 27 minutes. 27 minutes. I'm debating. If I ink it, it'll be inked on. It'll be shown on the Patreon channel. I'll ink it, but you won't see it because I don't want it to be like an hour. He's got to have dirt on his face. I want him to be a little older. And I can add wrinkles to him just to make him a little older. He's been doing his job for so long. So, okay, we've got that. Now here's the part where I would do detail. I'd end up cutting it to show you, and then coming back to show you what the detail was like. I may do that. One thing I said, I'm going to put big old welding gloves on him, because he gets down and dirty. So I don't really have to do too much to the hands. I might open it up a little bit. But yeah, he's got the big old welding gloves on. So this hand there, and then we'll get the wrinkles or where they compress at. And how about this? Like metal studs on his fingers, because I'm gonna say this. I'm thinking of him as like a gamer, a game character. So we got the metal, so when he punches somebody, he'll feel it. They will feel it. Okay, so the thing comes up here, and this is his ankle right here. So when I do detail, or if I did detail on this guy, everything would have to be like dirty and scuffed up, scarred up. Like let's give him a little Audi belly button. Tattoos, of course. Something I thought of. I think it's OSHA, OSHA, OS. Alexa, spell OSHA. Alexa, spell OSHA. OS. Never. Alexa, stop. This is the bad thing. They need to come up with a different Alexa, because she just doesn't. OASH, OSHA, OA. If you work in a big company, you know OSHA. You know that. Alexa, spell OSHA. Alexa, spell OSHA.
Ocean is spelled.
Never mind. See that? It's just, you don't know. OASH. H. Come on now. I lost it. OSHA. Anyway, like I said, if you worked at OSHA, if you worked at a big company, comment if it's not right. I'll look it up and I'll refix it anyway. So if you work in a big company, you know what OSHA is. OSHA. So it's going to have a tattoo with the finger on the cross, OSHA. Just like, forget OSHA. I'm not worried about that. Tattoo, got tattoo. So got the big arm. This is where I take my draw-throughs out. I am going to do this in pencil. Hopefully I can see it. I have to turn my light on. It's an H. And it won't be too much glare on you guys. I need a regular pencil. Regular pencil. Okay. And I'm going to speed this up. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to speed this up just to get the detail. Okay, so I'm finished the drawing, and I just turned the light off, and I'm getting a crazy glare. You can't see it, but I can see it. So we have the guy, we have our character. I'm gonna call him Wrench. I could call him Ratchet, but you know, there's a Ratchet and Clank. But I'm not trying to publish this guy or anything like that. But I would say this guy is a futuristic mechanic. He works, you know, in his little mechanic shop. He's all dirty. I could put a lot of more, you know, if I did coloring smears and so forth and so on in there, but I'm not for this. So knowing that, I can put him in his shop, right? So, and his shop could have all kind of, and this is, usually I'll draw small. I try to draw big, but I draw small. And this is the one I wanted to draw small, but it came out big because I wanted to add more background. So if, let's just say I'll use red. Let's say if I put him in his shop, you know, he could have all kind of machinery parts, like, you know, like robot, you know, whatever. Can have like a container, you know, with robot parts in it that just, you know, that he could be working on. And this is just quick. And by knowing, because you know a little bit of his background now, a little bit of him now, it's easy to do background for it because you know his background. You know a little bit more about him. He's futuristic. He works in a shop. He owns the shop. So there could be like, you know, all kind of mechanical parts laying around for machines. That's going to be a cog. That's going to be kind of hard because I can't really see it right now. So I'm not going to try to draw it too much. Try to draw it. Yeah. Just, you know, all kind of, you know, things like just mechanical stuff laying all around. So that would be great background for your character. And, you know, you can have like shelves or whatever back here, shelves with, you know, all kind of boxes and little parts and stuff on the shelves. And that will give you the impression that, you know, yeah, he is in his junkyard or whatever. He's in his shop and he's got all these things in there, you know, whatever you need, you can just, you know, go in there and pick it up. I would put more junk. I wouldn't have it neat. It'd be just more junk, just like laying around, you know, parts and stuff laying around. So that's another thing about when you're designing your character, to once you know what that person is or where he is or like time-wise or so forth, then you can put stuff around him. Say like if he was in the alley, you know, I could put trash cans and the side of a building and mice and just other stuff around there. Or if he was like a cop in the city, I could draw a background of a city, maybe like flying cars and stuff like that, and maybe some criminals who are peeking around the corner, stuff like that. So once you kind of get to know your character as you're building him, then stuff comes to you. It's just like writing a story. Once you start, then little things come to you. And since that's this way, this has to be this way. I'm just seeing this as I'm explaining to you guys. Maybe somebody yelled it out. So yeah, anyway, now you know a little bit more about character design and the ways to bring your character to life, or even make him believable, or just, you know, let people know where or what this person is or is doing. So on that note, I know this is long. I'm going to ink this eventually, not as soon as I cut the camera off, but eventually, and then it will be on my Patreon. I'll probably say some things as I'm inking too, so you get just a longer version of this. But for you guys, you got the meat. And if you go onto the Patreon in a week or so, then you'll get the potatoes to go with the meat. So that's going to be it. I will see you guys next time. Give me some comments. Tell me, you know, give me some suggestions, some likes, some dislikes, whatever. Just, you know, let me know you guys out there. All right. And for you guys who do comment, got my finger pointed. Thank you. You guys keep me drawing. The ones that do comment and tell me, you know, it's helping. You guys are the ones that's keeping me going on YouTube. All right. That's going to be it. Later. Next video. Later.